Fellas, in this video, I want to talk about why body game is deeper than building muscles. Okay, so I was watching a video the other day, or today, actually, my bad, not the other day. And it's another body game guy. His name is Luther Sulian, I think his name is, if I'm pronouncing that right. But yeah, he does his thing. He talks about body game quite a bit. I think he might have changed his name recently too. I saw something going on there. But anyways, he did a video on how getting fit is a spiritual thing. It was something like that. Um, but yeah, make sure you check out his channel too. But yeah, so he did something on like why getting fit is a spiritual thing, and that really resonated with me seeing that title because that's kind of what I talk about on my channel too. And I try to keep this shit, this fitness stuff and this body game shit. I try to present it in a way where to let you know that it's more than just building muscles. It's more than just looking good in the gym. When you start working out, man, and you start taking control of your life, your physique, and your habits, okay? It is like a spiritual thing. It's like a spiritual awakening. When you start tapping into really, getting in the gym, developing routine, seeing how far you can push yourself under pressure. When you start really doing this, man, you start to really carve out yourself in the world in a way. And what I mean is, body game is deeper than just building muscle. It builds so much more than just the muscle itself, man. There's a lot that comes with going to the gym on a regular basis. All right. And I got some talking points that I'll hit. And the first aspect of this is, like I said, when you start working out, man, you start to build routine. Okay. You start to kind of develop structure in your life. So if that's something that you're lacking, if you feel scatterbrained all the time, if you wake up in the morning like, damn, I really want to start working out. I don't know where to begin. Or damn, I want to talk to this girl, but I don't know if I should hit her up or if I should do this. And you're kind of all in your head about things. And that's what I mean by scatteredness. But when you start working out, it starts to give you a sense of mental clarity. Okay. It starts to really, like, for example, I just got out of the gym right now. Okay. So that's why I'm making the video, feeling good. Mental clarity is through the roof. And I always notice that whenever I get out the gym, I'm always in a better mood to like record a video. I always feel more awake. I'm alert. It's just my mind is sharper. And that's what working out does. It just kind of clears you up in a way. So you're not so scattered all the time, man. You're not always over analyzing things. A lot of us operate from up here all the time. And what I mean is, we're always over analyzing, overthinking, as opposed to just doing and being. And that's what I mean by body game builds more than muscle. It gets you on track. It starts to carve out a path for you, and and the younger that you are, or the sooner you can understand this on your journey, the better. Because what comes with working out is going to really help you on your journey as a man. Okay. And I talk about this in a lot of videos. You probably already know this. You probably already heard this quite a bit, but like, it's going to build your discipline, man. When you start working out and you start building a routine, it's going to develop your discipline. It's going to start to make you feel more confident. And it's really going to start to it's really going to make you feel better about yourself in like a organic way. It's, like when you put on like, a fresh outfit or something, or you get a new pair of sneakers or something, or how you feel when you put it on, you're like, damn, I feel good. I feel fresh. I look good. That's what working out does on a daily basis, and there's going to be those days where you don't feel like going to the gym. That's what I deal with that too. There's going to be days where you don't feel like going, but that, damn, if I can push through this and get to the other side of this and get to the gym, when I'm walking out the gym, I'm going to feel like $1,000,000. That's what I mean by body game builds more than muscle, man. It allows you to dedicate yourself to something. It allows you to be intentional and take control of yourself and your life and get off of autopilot. You know what I mean? Just floating through life, just going through work, just going to work every day. I got to pay my bills. The shit that we all have to do, all of our responsibilities that we have to take care of. But working out gives you like kind of like an edge. And I don't mean like an edge as in like an asshole. it gives you like this kind of like where you kind of one up on people or one up on other dudes. You know what I mean? Like it gives you this, it gives you this glow, you know? And it's not just a physical glow. It's this energetic glow where people look at you and they recognize, like, damn, this motherfucker take care of himself. You know, he's capable. You know, he looks like he's reliable, like I could depend on him. That's what your appearance starts to tell people, you know? And that's what I mean by like this is deeper than just going to the gym. This shit awakens something inside of you that I feel like you can only experience it if you work out. So that's what I mean by like building routine. Okay. I know I get on tangents, I can talk, but you know, practicing body game, it it's deeper than the muscle because it allows you to start to develop routine in your life. And that bleeds over. It's not about just routine and going to the gym. It's about routine and what time do you take your ass to bed? It's about routine and like, what are you putting in your body? What are you eating? It enhances your awareness of shit. When you start to really take it seriously, when you start to become intentional with it. And again, it's not just about looking good in the mirror. You are going to look good in the mirror. You are going to look different. Like I always like to say, that's a byproduct of it. That is going to happen. But it what's so much more powerful and so much more impactful than that is how you start to feel about yourself from an internal standpoint. The second way that body game builds more than muscle is that it develops your follow through game. You get to a point where you tell yourself you're going to do something and you follow through doing it. And the gym is one of the easiest ways that you can start to develop this consistency within yourself. Don't no one likes a dude or trusts a dude that has no follow through game. That's one of my pet peeves. If you say you're going to do something, you better do it. And if you can't do it, you need to speak up and say, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to do that. And here's the reason why I can't do it." Or you ain't even got to give me a reason, but you need to speak up and say, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to do that." That's following through. That's honoring your word. And going to the gym, you honor your word to yourself every time you do it. Because going to the gym consistently is not easy. It's like a work, it's like a mental workout in of itself. Going to the gym sometimes like after work, or you got a hectic day, or your mood is fucked up. And pushing through that, following through, that also bleeds over into everyday life, man. You start to just develop this relationship with yourself like, man, I can, if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I trust myself. I believe in myself to get the shit done. You know, it's interesting. I'm on like this hiatus from my job right now. You know, my job closes in this slow month, man. So I got time to really pour into the gym a little bit more than I do when I'm, you know, when I'm working like consistently every single day. You know, and this is just one of those moments where it's like, okay, just lock in, you know, be consistent. And I love this too. I don't love being out of work like that, but that's what I'm talking about too. Is being able to like just follow through with things, even when life is kind of ebbs and flows and roller coasters and ups and downs and all this shit, all the stuff that we deal with. We all have things going on in our life that uh, can kind of throw us off a little bit or can really knock us down. You know, especially when your mental game is not sharp. All right, but back on what I'm talking about as far as your follow through game, body game develops more than just muscles, it develops that follow through too. Okay, so start to trust yourself, man, and start getting in the gym. And I kind of touched on this earlier. What how body game builds more than muscle is that it sharpens your mindset. It shows you that you can do more than you think you can do. Especially when you start to get in your groove and you start to build momentum, it's like nobody can tell you anything because you know what you're capable of. You know, you know, hey, I go to the gym every day, lift heavy weights, put myself under pressure, put myself in an uncomfortable situation. So when I'm out here in the world and discomfort comes my way, or I'm in an uncomfortable situation, I can handle that shit. You know, it's almost like not to get too deep or therapeutic or anything like that, but when you lift heavy weights and you go to the gym every day, that shit builds up your mental game, your emotional strength, your ability to be able to endure. So, like, say for example, you might be talking to a girl or so. I've noticed this in my 41 years. I've learned how working out can kind of calm me in a way out in the real world. If I'm talking to a girl, or it's crazy because body game gives you like this confidence where you can like put yourself in certain situations and you don't really have to say much. Your body does the speaking for you. And in a way that allows you to start training yourself to like, yo, chill out. You don't got to be so amped up all the time. You don't have to be on 1,000. You can go through life, look good, feel good, and have a sharp ass mindset because you know what the fuck you are capable of because you're challenging yourself every single day. So when you get into challenging or uncomfortable situations, I keep using, talking to a girl because I know that can create a lot of anxiety within us. So that's really kind of the angle that I'm taking, that anxiety that we deal with, that unknown, that uncertainty that you have within yourself. When you start working out and building momentum, you become more self assured. You know who the fuck you are because you put yourself to the fire. And by fire, I mean going to the gym and lifting some weights and being consistent and developing routine. That's what I mean. That's why body game builds more than muscle. It builds your character. It carves that shit out. If you got any value out of this, please smash the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and make sure you check out my playlist on body game. Book a one-on-one call if you're into self-mastery and trying to understand yourself so you stop getting in your own fucking way. I will see you on the next video. Peace.